Hey everyone, it's Sammy from Push Square, and we have a saying here in the UK that goes a little something like sod's law, and what this basically means is that you can bet the day that your computer breaks, Sony's going to announce PS4 Firmware Update 4.5, and that's exactly what happened on Friday to me. I was ready to go, saw the PlayStation blog post, ready to record a video to tell you all about it, and kaput, and I've spent the weekend faffing with .dll files and blue screens of death trying to get back into service. Now, if you're watching this video and you're seeing pictures, then I guess you can probably say that I've fixed it temporarily. Whether that will hold and I disappear again, we'll have to wait and see, but at the moment things seem to be running okay, and in order to test that I needed to make a video. So while I'm sure you're all very familiar with PS4 Firmware Update 4.5 by now, I thought I'd just run through it in case you hadn't seen the news. So the big headline addition is external hard drive support, and this is something that people have been asking for on Push Square for months and months and months, and it's finally coming. Sony's going to support up to 8TB drives that are connected via USB 3, so that's a really nice feature. If you've struggled with having too many games installed or whatever, then that's going to be fixed for you. You know, you can just plug in an external hard drive and you're getting a massive amount of space straight out of the box. You will only be able to save game saves on the hard drive that's inside the console, but applications and games themselves you can store on the external hard drive. So yeah, that's really good. That's a necessary addition, and seeing as all the other consoles support it already, you know, it's kind of overdue in some ways, isn't it? But it's finally coming. And yeah, you're going to get a big boost of space with 8TB. The other thing that's coming that a lot of people have been asking for a long time is custom wallpapers. So you're going to be able to you take your share screenshots that you capture with the share button and set them as the wallpaper on the PS4 background. Now, you can't copy image files off a USB stick and just set those as wallpapers, which is a little bit frustrating, but there will be workarounds. For example, you could upload it to the internet, then go to the web browser, share button it, and then you've got a picture of your cat or whatever as the background of your PS4, which is really nice. The other thing that Sony's changing is some slight tweaks to the quick menu, and this is what happens when you hold down the PlayStation button for a short period when you're playing a game, and basically the quick menu is being made smaller so it doesn't take up so much screen estate, but it's also going to allow you to access party features, like you can create new parties, invite friends, all from the quick menu without having to access the party application and quit your game basically, which is really nice. One thing I'm also looking forward to is the notifications list, which is being tweaked. And instead of having a variety of tabs down the left hand side, you know, it shows you downloads, uploads and stuff like that, everything's being merged into one, and you're actually going to be able to filter the kind of things that you want to see there. So I get a lot of junk in mine, community updates, and when people like my statuses and stuff like that I want to filter out, and it sounds like PS4 Firmware Update 4.5 is going to allow me to do that, which is really nice. Another small update is that you're now going to be able to post on activity feeds. Now, what this is the what's new area. And previously, the console would handle all of this for you. If you shared a video or shared a screenshot to Twitter or YouTube, or you got a trophy, it would post that on the what's new area, but you couldn't like create your own post. It sounds like, I'm actually not in the beta, so I don't know, but it sounds like you're going to be able to post like, I'm really excited for Horizon Zero Dawn, and share that with your friends or whatever. So that's a nice little touch. It's creating a more social network kind of feel to the PS4 dashboard itself, which is good. And finally, a big one, which I actually put in my recent video about 5 firmware updates that Sony needs to add, is 3D Blu-rays on PlayStation VR, and it sounds like cinematic mode has been upgraded as well. So 3D Blu-rays on PlayStation VR is going to give you that 3D cinema feel on your PlayStation VR headset. You know, that this probably should have been there at launch, to be honest with you, but it wasn't. Sony's added it in, so that's all great stuff. And of course, there is the secret feature, which Sony didn't mention on the PlayStation blog, but we now know all about, and this is PS4 Pro's Boost Mode. Now, if you don't know what this is, basically prior to this firmware update, the PS4 Pro wouldn't add any extra processing power, it wouldn't use its extra processing power on games that weren't patched to use the PS4 Pro, but that's changing now. If you activate Boost Mode, it's going to use the additional CPU and GPU power that the PS4 Pro has, and it's going to use that to make older games, unpatched games, run that little bit better. Now, this isn't going to suddenly turn, Bloodborne into 60 frames per second. It's not that kind of boost, but what it is going to do is, and it is already doing, technically this firmware update is in beta at the moment and is meant to be NDA'd, but a lot of people are just uploading stuff to YouTube anyway, and what we're seeing so far is games like Assassin's Creed Unity, which had a lot of frame rate issues on the standard PS4, are suddenly running a lot smoother on the PS4 Pro with Boost Mode activated. It is breaking a couple of games. I've heard Soma crashes with Boost Mode enabled, so it's going to be a your mileage may vary kind of thing. But so far the results seem to be really good actually. Assassin's Creed Unity is a game that's running better, Grand Theft Auto 5 runs very slightly better, Until Dawn runs better, Yakuza 0 runs better, some of these games have faster loading times like Destiny, some eliminate screen tearing, so there are a lot of subtle improvements, and this is just a really nice advantage for PS4 Pro owners. Now, games that are patched are always going to run better, have higher resolutions and stuff like that. You're specifically looking for PS4 Pro patches to get the most out of the new hardware, but in terms of that library, and there's a massive library of PS4 games that are obviously unpatched, so in terms of those, this Boost Mode is going to even them out, steady the performance, and make them that little bit better, and it's a good value add for people who own a PS4 Pro. I think if you own a standard PS4, you can't be massively disappointed with this because the games run as they run, right? All the PS4 Pro Boost Mode is doing is throwing some extra horsepower at the games in order to get them running that little bit better. So this is a nice addition, this is a big firmware update, and we're starting to get to that point. I mean, I mentioned earlier in my video where I talked about firmware updates that Sony needs to add this year. This addresses 2 of those. It addresses 3 of those actually, and we're getting to the point now where I'm not sure how much more they can add to this console. It's becoming really difficult to come up with ideas of ways they can improve it. The PS4 is in a really good place in terms of its operating system, in my opinion. It's very fast, and it does pretty much everything you'd want a game console to do at this point. I guess we're still looking at PSN name changes and stuff like that, but otherwise, the PS4 is getting really, really proficient and is capable of doing a lot at this point. So yeah, I'm happy with this firmware update, but let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if this video sounds okay, if it looks okay, because I really am not sure whether the computer's working properly at the moment, and I'll try to put together, assuming that it is, I will try to put together some more thoughtful videos, because this has just been me verbally verbal diarrhea, really, hasn't it? And just talking about a topic, yeah. Like I say, I spent the weekend trying to fix this thing, so I'm a bit mashed at the moment. But thank you so much for watching, thank you for sticking with the channel, and I'm sure there'll be some good content on the way soon. And thanks so much.